First time I've seen him this year, as the game has slowed down. Sat in his chair, caught the ball with his eyes, went opposite of the defense.
Ware with the answer. How fun is this? Gives GCU an 18-point lead. Ware, cat counter, gets it back. Ware throws it down.
Mark Rogers.
And I think it's surprising because UTA expected to have the speed advantage in this one, while ACU had a bit more of the size. Smith now top of the key. Works his way left for a drive. Now Douglas. Inside goes Ware, and that's what he does best. Lance Ware underneath the basket.
We talked about how big and strong these guards are for Abilene Christian, so UT-Arlington, their guards are going to have to be stronger with the basketball and not look to the referee to make a call or anything like that.
Talbot finds Ware, who gets a nice little roll in there. More on just getting those rebounds, keeping the ball away from your opponent as Smith takes a look here, and Wells gets it for UTA. Douglas now tries to go up against Rich Smith. Wells now finds Talbot. Talbot a lot more minutes than he's used to, but he's taken advantage of it. Spin move, but finds Seamster.
Williams is just not letting Talbot separate from him on defense. So, who comes in? He's about 6. Ware has a couple of inches on him, but he has a big body, and so they've been very physical with him in the paint.
And it almost looks like a one
step back, that James Harden step back, that caused the travel.
And Lance Ware takes up on the.
And to lose your mom like that, and to still be out here competing the way that he is, you know, it's a testament to him, his resilience, and just the kind of person that he is and his dedication to this team. But senior night is always bittersweet for the coaches and especially for the players, because you automatically start thinking about what's next, what's to come.
Right, and I feel the players feel that energy. They're giving Deontay the ball. They're finding Ware more often. It's the identity of the team when they play on the floor, but there's a family aspect to these two teams, and especially
people recognize you, who remember watching you play. It's just such a good feeling. It's such a good time.
It's Ware versus Beatal again, down low. Ware tries to take it himself. He goes up off the glass and good. He drives in quickly, just one man in front of him. Third chance there. Gets it to go and one.
And they're playing with their hands up, so it makes it hard for him to make that pass.
Ware gets another.
Taking on the rim.
So now Robinson, right in front of his own basket, gets it to Ware. A lot of movement there, but Rivera almost poked it away. Lance Ware drives in, gets through the hand.
Led to an easy layup.
Lance Ware has 9 first half rebounds, but yet a point.
Doing a real good job. Duke is primarily just playing him straight up and strong.
Talbot, Burford, baseline, shut down by 2. Ooh, close to the line. Ware, left-handed in. There's his first bucket. Aaron pass. Stopping and popping is Robinson. He misses the 3. Ware puts it home.
That's his.
The drive in. That Coles comes over to support. Ware got a hand on it. Ware trying to get it back in there and muscles his way over the rim.
Yeah, he is tonight.
Robinson finds Douglas for a triple. Ware offensive rebound. Reverse. Yes!
You really need to just slow yourself down, make sure you make the right play, and not be so much in a hurry. Just be fast.
How about Ware on the draw? Good play, he'd be on a minutes restriction. Well, he's up to 11 points, actually 12 in 16 minutes of work. And a big reason why the Texans have tied things up again. Lob for Ware. Next to Cash. Makes the dunk. Again, the true freshman from nearby Plano. 6 points the last couple of minutes. The outlet to Ware in the flush.
And that is allowing UTA to release down the court.
Robinson goes down the left side. No good. Able to get it to Seamster. Seamster has it knocked free by Williams, but Ware there to take it back from Brennan. And one. Just 2 points. Douglas hard to the hole. Ware there. Another double.
A tough time getting by these defenders on the perimeter.
Out to Douglas.
Wow.
Tapped in.
Big on the tip.
Daniels firing from the outside off the back of the iron. Seamster pulls down the rebound. Here's Burford. Thought about firing over Silverstein. Instead gets it to Robinson.
And that's what you need, Chris. You need stops to trigger the transition. But again, CBU did a good job of getting back.
Douglas calling out to his teammates. Gets it to Ware. Had some space. Lays it off the
turnover right there for the Lancers. And if you're going to chip away in your UTA, that's what you need. Just stop one at a time.
Even now in giveaways. 6 turnovers for CBU, 6 for UTA. Ware 1 on 3.
UTA offense, and all of a sudden, the last few minutes, he has been causing havoc down there.
Ware gets under. Can head over here right after class. Ware able to get possession on the turnover. Takes it himself. Rolls it in.
94, loss at Utah Valley. Robinson, he throws it up. Lance Ware brings it down. The Mavericks.
He's done a really nice job. 20 wins last year and had to rebuild the entire roster. 15 new players. Really only one returner that's played any minutes in Brandon Talbot. And they've done a good job of bringing in a mixture of guys. Highlighted by Lance Ware and Brody Robb.
Kobe Williamson, point forward. Gets the runner. It doesn't fall.
He should have went to his finger roll like we saw last game.
Get a little twist right there. A little bird magic. Scoop pass inside to Ware, and one. 12-point lead here for the Redhawks.
And if UTA is going to get back in this game, they got to take care of the ball. 14 turnovers leading to runouts. And Seattle U hasn't even converted all of them. You know, we've seen a couple misses, and the pressure from Seattle U in the half court has really given UTA a tough time here in the second half.
Ware rips through, drives in, and a finish. That was a good clear. Robinson and the Mavericks have the chance to take the lead.
Stay attached if you're Braden Maldonado guarding Cade Douglas.
Close out, heavy on Seamster. Robinson. Bounce pass to Ware, trying to dribble handoff, no fakes it. 10 on the shot clock. Burford inside. Dump off. Ware with the two-handed flush.
Utah Valley out to an early 4-0 lead. And ironically enough, Josh, the last time this Texas-Arlington team lost was January 16th against Utah Valley in overtime. A thriller as Ware gets his...
able to convert on that. So keep an eye on that for both teams.
Ware, who's been frustrated so far early on, going to work, and he fights through that defense.
Expect from Utah Valley, Trevin Linhart creating on his own.
Counts if it goes. And it comes up short. It's center steps as well. Bounce pass. Ware misses. Gets his own rebound. And count it.
Let me get hit off.
Bird lifts and hits. Utah Tech back in front.
Yeah, Bird has really come up with some big shots as he gets to his 10th point of the game.
First player on either side in a double-figure scoring. Here's Wells. Finally found Ware just before he came back to the hardwood. Pulls up, gets it to Rainwater. Rainwater, lazy pass, and Ware takes it all the way for the flush. Wing triple, no good.
Just a little wide right on that.
Kicked around by Awana. Maverick ball, Ware all alone.
And there's the transition. Get Ware on that block and let him go to work.
Ware Pulls out for him. This unfriendly rim. But when you dunk. This is Sibley outside. Hubstead all over him. The MEAC Defensive Player of the Year last season forces the turnover.
Great deflection and steal for the Mavs. Ware's attacking.
Ware, nice step move.
There's no question that when you bring it into the paint, you better come strong.
Here's Burford getting it to Ware. Ware over the top of Feld.
Oh, I like
just
the double.
90 seconds left in Abilene. Driving down low, Ellingsworth able to deny Abelar.
Look at this in transition, Chris.
Ware steps, hits, and it'll head to the charity for a back call. Now here's Jaden Wells, the rip. Denied, though, by Langston. Ware following up. Second comes from Robinson, and the Mavs lead by 6. Trying to match, almost got it to go.
And here you go if you're UTA. Run and gun, I'd be looking for Ware.
Robinson to Ware, exactly.
Oh, they take care of business at home. They're back at 500 in the conference. This is one of 2 massive games.
2 and 4 in the WAC after UTA dropped its first 4 in the conference. Ware, another flush to end the
lead has been cut to 5.
At 10 attempts overall, 3 field goals, but 2 of those makes from beyond the arc. Here's Burford driving baseline, kicking it outside to Robinson, caught up in the corner. Ware spins and throws down. 12.
That's the 7th straight basket now by this Thunderbird team, Chris, and UTA is treading in some very deep waters.
Under 14 minutes left in regulation. Ware back on 61 all. 1 second on the shot clock. Lifting, missing. Hubstead there for the rebound.
Really tough rebound by Hubstead.
Burford to Ware. 2 and.
He's rolling his hands around. Work the offense. Turn down the good shot for the great shot.
The big message to his team for Brett Tanner in practice yesterday: don't make them play the way they want us to play. Be us. And that is, as you said, more deliberate. Make it a street fight. Where he can handle himself in any fight.
Guys.
Williams tries a 3. Halfway down and came out. And Robinson looks to tie or take the lead. Ware throws it home. Madden catch and shoot 3. Too strong. Horniker had his hand on it, but Wells gets the deflection, and the Mavericks can extend their lead.
Let's see if they try to take him off the dribble. They're spreading the floor and doing this just right here. Now he definitely can take you off the dribble.
Ware on Horniker. Fancy Lance Ware. Ahead to Keon Williams. Bounces it to DeGrew, but it's taken away. The 6th turnover. Ware down court. Throws it down again. Again creating. Burford can't get it to go, but Ware can.
Who they run into it at Robinson.
Robinson for 3, no. Look who chases down his own rebound. Ware to Robinson. They were both there.
Now this is not UTA's strong suit right now. This half court.
Underneath for Ware. And a finish. Player, and
no doubt.
The maturation process continues. These are bonus minutes and points.
Absolutely.
A rarely used big man. Robinson maybe trying to create another foul. Gets it off to Seamster for Ware. And the
I'm very proud to see Braden Hubbard come alive. You got to have more Braden Hubbard going down the rest of the season.
2 first-team JUCO All-Americas. Robinson and Hubbard, and now a
Sure, perfect beginning for the Mavericks tonight.
Back outside to Christopoulos. Rolls out. Not a friendly rim for the Red Hawks so far.
No, and you don't want Christopoulos with that open a look, but you are keeping UTA and Moncrief out of the paint.
Burford trying to get into the painted area, backing his defender down. Ware gets some space.
With that shot until they prove they can do that consistently over an entire half.
Mavericks 7, Red Hawks 3. Seamster working it to Lance Ware, trying to go up against the big man, Kobe Williamson, and question marks on whether he'd play or not in the game. And Ware, second chance opportunity, rolls it in, and Arrington has the ball go off of his upper leg and out of bounds. A look of disgust on his face as it traveled there.
Yeah, I love the horn set there by UTA. That'll open up some of these shooters.
Seamster to Ware, looking for a handoff. 5 seconds, spinning around Williamson. Left hand off the right. In just a moment. Underway in the American Dream City as Brooks Wells throws it up between Welling and Ware. Ball to the Mavs, wearing their Arlington Blues at home for the first time.
Man, I'm liking these Celtic Wolverine colors. Look at those keys to the game. The Mavs have got to defend the paint, keep these guards out of there. And then the perimeter shooting. The Mavs have got to knock it down. Hopefully at home, that will change everything.
The big man battle takes center stage.
The basket, they haven't had to settle on the perimeter like what I'm seeing early.
Got it knocked away and into the hands of Burford into the starting lineup tonight. One change into that UTA lineup compared to the last game against Southern Utah is that Talbot starts on the bench, Burford starts on the floor, and Ware has all in the first half. Let's look at those percentages this evening. UTA just slightly better. They've had 2 more opportunities than the Wolverines.
Yeah, sometimes the numbers don't lie, Chris.
Ware handing it off to Wells, and Wells now to Robinson. Robinson back to the big man. The transfer from Villanova, working hard for the 2.
What a pass.
Burford coming off the bench in UTA's last game, back in the starting lineup tonight. That was his first time coming off the bench since mid-November. Trying to make sure he sticks back in the starting 5 with his performance this evening.
He's off to a great start, by the way. Both teams now, Chris, they're in the bonus. Any foul puts you on the free throw line.
Ware working against Potter off the glass.
And they're only down by 4, now 6.
Toulson had 9 early. I think it was within the first 7 or 8 minutes. Held there throughout the rest of the half, now finally into double figures.
Yeah, Toulson clearly likes these opening minutes.
Ware battling, getting around Welling.
Suck.
Get back on track with Lenhart. Can't do it.
And you gotta love it, Chris, if you're Coach Turner, all of a sudden all the shots for the Wolverines are coming from the perimeter. That's where you want them shooting.
10 points, 11 boards for Ware. And a big flush. Nelson adds to his season high total.
Dominic Nelson taking over down the stretch.
25 points now for him. 13 of those coming at the charity stripe. 80-76, 2 minutes left in overtime.
Trying desperately. This is Ware. He loves the ball there.
Ware going baseline, left hand, rolls.
So a 4-point lead for Southern Utah. Simpson takes some contact and can't finish inside. Ware down the lane, elevates, and thunderously throws it down. Ford finding success early. He's got 8 points. Douglas is left alone, shaves the iron on a 3. There is Ware for his second offensive rebound. He wants to go to work on Lamine. Gets to the bucket, counted and 1. 2 of 8 at the charity stripe this season. And he misses the first. Southern Utah in control for the moment. Mavericks looking to make a run before the half. Robinson just slips it to Ware, who finishes with a foul. Calmly lays it in, and it's worth the same amount of points. Fireworks to begin this second half. Goodness, Rayshawn Seamster was way up in the air. Ware goes right at Felder. The lefty wants the strong hand, and he's got it for 2. Down by 7. Ware, not a big shooting threat, wants to do his damage in the paint. Big bodies crashing with the offhand. He shows the soft touch. And
going left and get to that left baseline those step back jumpers come almost automatic.
Ware wants it down low in the post against Felder. And here's 1v1. Couple of bigs who have a couple of fouls apiece. And Ware with an easy 2 points. A bigger school to see the court more, and both are doing just that. He misses the second, and it's a 4-point game. Can UT Arlington make a run and lead for the first time since the 12.5-minute mark of the first half? Ware has got 15 points. Working on Felder. Rob Jeter telling everyone to stay home. A flurry of moves, and Lance Ware has got
Arlington to bring the ball up and take some seconds off the shot clock.
Ware hands it off to Robinson, who has had an excellent game with 17 points. He goes to Ware. Ware twisting, turning, spinning, and hitting again. 20 for Lance.
Rebound by the Mavericks. They'll bring it the other way. Quick three by Smith. No good, but there's Ware on the follow as he's
averaging double figures. They really share the ball, and no one's going to take it over unless they just get on fire.
UTA trying to snap a 10-0 scoring run by the Bobcats. Ware against Morgan. On the baseline. Ware spins, can't score. With the ball last touched by Texas. Here's Wells on the take against Benson. Tapped up by Ware. Back-to-back buckets. Into Ware. Backs down Sarugba. Fading to his left and scores.
Really not.
Gums on the drive. Fade away off the window. No good. Here comes UTA. Down by 4. Robinson lost the handle, able to save it. Gets it back from Ware. Alley-oop to Ware, and the finish. Bobcats to his own trap of their own. Ware. Off the glass, that counts, and the foul. Floater to Burford, and Burford the floater, no. Rebound Ware. Back out to Burford. Benson falls down. Ware inside, flips it in, and we're tied again.
1-on-1.
Talbot, corner three, no. Ware, rebound, put back, dunk, yes.
4-point game. Team's got to get down. Texas State's got to get down the guard, get a stop.
Robinson to Ware again.
Little Saturday afternoon tilt, and we are underway in Lynchburg. UTA controls it. Brody Robinson handles it to get things going. This is a team that, much like Liberty, can really shoot it from beyond the arc. That three ball going to be a major factor in today's contest. Right away, you get to see Ware and Aquino. This will be a great matchup in the post. Ware gets to that left hand and finishes for his first two.
Yeah, that's why my other key was the free throw line. Getting there, or Arlington has kind of a bad habit of sending other teams there, so keep an eye on the three line and the free throw line this afternoon.
Smith, 2 feet in the paint, looking for help. They get it into Lance Ware, who just checked in. Banging with Aquino down there.
Man,
just bodied him underneath the hoop. And he fires and hits, just like you draw it up, Naz.
That's right, a little pinball action. Nice lob, but just Peter could not corral it.
Ware now, good catch, able to turn and lay it in. Got to go to work, Seamster on it. Into traffic, throws it up, no, and the rebound pulled down by Ware. UTA, they need to get some stops on that, and they need to find some level of success on this end of the court.
Yeah, I thought Jaden Wells was going to pull one, and that's just tough to defend.
Ware inside, missed the layup, fight for the rebound, got his own miss, shoulder into Aquino, no call, and now a foul on the shot attempt, and he'll get it like that. There'd been a 7-0 run for UTA, and then bang, 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 the Flames go on a run of their own.
Yeah, turning defense into offense, keeping control of this game.
Ware throws it up on the rim, gets it to go. He's got 15 tonight.
Letters and numbers. Stolen away by Ware. Lance Ware with a flush.
Was a D2 All-American, but sometimes, you know, guys like that, they just go under the radar, but Coach Turner was able to find him.
By Hughes.
That was a nice move right there. They're going to have to get him going early in order to give themselves a chance, but he took it right to Ware in the paint.
Down low, it's Ware again. Not a terrible look, but not the best you could hope for. Ware splits a couple of defense. Homer over to Hafner. Hafner gets it knocked away. Wells with the steal. And Ware with a left. Warhawks only 9 dressed out for ULM today. And Lance Ware able to knock it free. Here comes the big man with the left. On that trip down. ULM working the ball around the arc. Here's Wilson battling. It's Ware coming down with it. And Ware will take it himself.
Listen, Arlington defense is really, I mean, they are really hawking the ball. They are moving, they're switching and talking, and they're really making it hard for ULM to get an open shot.
Ware pulls down the rebound, allowing for another opportunity for UTA. Ware, good ball control. Able to roll it in. He's our Watson against Robinson, now against Ware as well, and able to redirect that shot. Ware had some fireworks early, and another.
Back at you. ULM is playing with so much confidence right now.
Warhawks are within 1. Ware with the spin and the jam. 6-0 run that's lasted the last 70 seconds. Knocked free, and Robinson comes up with it. Smith and Ware. Wow! 3 fouls, and Wilson has 4. Under 4.5 minutes to go. Robinson trying to drive down against Watson. Finally gets it across the midcourt line.
That's pretty good defense.
12-point UTA lead. Smith into Ware. Ware comes back down with it against Willis. Good. And while UTA hasn't been on this floor very much this year, 29 days since that last home game, picked up a couple of big wins on this floor. Fell to La Tech.
Here is Well matched up with Marshall. Ware flips it up and connects.
See, with one of the things you get with Arlington is they really play with 2 point guards in Burford and Robinson. What a luxury. You don't really have to worry about pressure with having those 2 guys. You see Ware gets back to that left hand again. It's better off just shooting that thing because, again, that's with Ware. He's going to be a shot blocker, and he's going to get his share of blocks. But when he doesn't get a block, he's leaving the rim unprotected for offensive rebounds.
Ware this time.
Impact in this game with everything he's doing. He's going to be one of those you're going to look up at the plus minus at the end of the game, and you're going to be like, wow, he's huge plus.
Ware matched up with Marshall. Marshall has 2 fouls. Ware spins, hooks it up and in.
Runs it down. Strong move, no good. To Ware.
Yeah, that's a tough shot. You got a new shot clock. Of course, you're right there at the basket. It's hard to turn it down.
Wells weave to Ware. Alley-oop. Finish for two. Wheeling looking to cut into this 4-point lead. Watson turns it over. Right to Burford. 4-on-1 fast break. Ware finishes with the left.
And that was a good look. You know, he didn't have to work to get the shot. The pass got him the shot.
Good answer for the Warhawks. Wells still looking for his first bucket. Gets it to Burford in the corner. Seamster guarded by Willis. He'll drive.
Yeah, it's just a little bit more intense right now. Seems like ULM's a little bit quicker on defense.
Robinson to Ware.
We travel.
Ware with the left. He's got back-to-back buckets. Turned over. Wells to Robinson. Left-handed layup, no good, but Ware there. Ball tipped to Young. Looking for a Gopo, but threw it right to Ware. Now Ware looking to run the break. Takes it himself. Says, I can do it all.